All right, good. So we are in for all of mathematics. That is new curriculum UC in math. That's O level. And the topic you're going to handle here is specifically bearing. All right, so, but before we continue, please remember to do that. It is only a token of appreciation we get from you. All right, good. So in this topic, all we need is, these are the things we need in this topic. Only we need a protractor, and we will also need a ruler. Only. Maybe, unless otherwise, we may also need a compass, but not all that. Please take note. This one, a protractor draws angles, while a compass constructs angles. So, with the protractor, we're just going to draw, not to construct. Take note of that. Okay, let's start off. So now, our topic, bearings. Now, this word bearings, in simple terms, bearings, the application of bearings, they are applied in the, applied by pilots, to tell the bearing of a certain place. Or in simple terms, the word bearing means, the word bearing means the direction. The word bearing means the direction. Then also, if you see this word here, if you see this word course, the course taken, course may also mean the same thing as bearing. So, bearing is the same as direction or a course. And the applications are the very things we use in everyday life. Like if you're moving from Kampala to maybe Tororo or any other district, you move at a certain bearing. Though, however, in simple terms, you realize that locally when you're moving, we don't pay attention to that. But all movements in the air regarding an aeroplane or a helicopter, bearings are highly respected. Then also, bearings also can be used to locate places. All right, now let's start off. We are saying that bearing gives direction of a point in reference to another point. Yes, that is true. It gives direction of a point in reference to another point, like direction of Jinja to Lira. We can get to know that bearing. It is there. Okay, bearing can be given in two ways. Now here you must take note. As you're reading a bearing, you may become a pilot in the future or a driver. I don't know, but you must get to know what the kind of bearings are. Like they're given two ways. We have a true bearing, and another one is a compass bearing. There are only two, and better know how we use them. A true bearing, they're saying, is a bearing or a bearing given as the amount of any angle formed clockwise. Amount of any angle formed clockwise when facing north. Clockwise when facing north. Now, some of you may not be knowing what the word clockwise means. I'll put it for you here. Oh, sorry. Okay. Like this. Clockwise. I'll use even what you understand better. Okay, assuming that is our clock face. You realize that the way the pointer moves, this pointer moves in this order, like that. That is A. You see that that's the normal movement of a pointer. Now that A, that direction there is what we call clockwise. That direction is what we call clockwise. Then opposite to it, if it moves in that order there, then that which I call it B. Now that B is anti-clockwise. Better know that, anti-clockwise. Please need to practice this. Those two words confuse students. You have clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Like where we are there, where if this is now, say for example, if it moves like this, that is clockwise. But if it moves like this, that is anti-clockwise. So here we're saying that a bearing given as the amount of an angle formed clockwise when facing north. This word must be highly underlined. For true bearings, they are given or they are measured clockwise when facing north. Now, an example of a true bearing, please, I'll use this. An example of a true bearing is amount of an angle. Think about an angle. Let's think about, angle 30 degrees. Let's think about angle, 60 degrees. Let's think about 120 degrees. This is an amount of an angle. Any angle given in this format, you just know it is a true bearing. But then there is something you must consider. They are saying it is always a 3-digit number. So if it is always a 3-digit number, then you must know that here, how many are we having? These are 1, 2. So there must be 3 digits. What do? you add a 0 in front to make it 0, it is 0 degrees. How about this one? How many are they? 1, 2. But in bearings, it must have a 0 in front. So 0, 6, 0 degrees. Then this is 1, 2, 3. It is just there as 3 digits. I don't add a 0. So there must always be 3 digits for a true bearing. 0, 3, 0. So whenever you see this in an exam or anywhere, then you just know you have been given a true bearing. And how do we measure those true bearings there? Example, they say it. Okay, now for us to learn, I'll be using some of the examples so that we learn. Then in the future, we can go into the items so that we get to know, if you find this, what I meant to do, and when you find that, what are you meant to do? Okay, draw the following bearings we want to see. We have 0, 6, 0 degrees. How do you draw it? Then we have 120 degrees. How do you draw it? Take note, there must be 3 digits. And to draw it, please, you need a protractor and a ruler. Okay. Now, we know that bearings are meant to be done on a graph paper. Please never do a bearing number on a plain paper. You lose marks. It's always good to do a bearing number on a graph paper. But this is just for practice, to learn. So when we reach the real items, that's when we shall be considering the graph paper. This is just practice so that we can know the language used in bearings. So let's draw 0, 6, 0 degrees. Let's draw it. Now, first, what will you do? Now we have our protractor. How do we use our protractor, by the way? How do we use our protractor? As for example, I will use this area. I'll use this area. If the angle I want to measure, is this side, if the angle I want to measure is that side, then my protractor must face this side like this. You make sure that this marking here must be in line with this other line you have drawn. Then it must be going direct to where the 90 degrees is. Please take note. If the angle measuring is this side, then I place my protractor like this. Then also, if the angle measuring is this side, then I place my protractor like this. Like this. All right, that's how I place. And you realize that here there are 2 readings. There are 2 readings. We have a reading from 0 to 180 and from 0 to 180. Please, you can use any reading at any time depending on which angle you're measuring. If the angle you're measuring comes from this side, then you consider the 0 here. The angle you're measuring is from this side, then you consider the 0 which is here. All right. So I think that is it. Please, it is very wrong in bearings to measure like this. It is very wrong. And as well, it is also very wrong to measure like this. Anyway, let's proceed. So let's see how we can draw this 0, 6, 0 degrees. It is a true bearing, and we said true bearings we begin from the north. True bearings we begin from the north. Now, if you don't know the cardinal points, we got you covered. The cardinal points are here. We have north, south, east, west. Then the secondary cardinal points are the northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest. Those are the ones. But I know you all know this. It's the right out from your geography. Okay, good. Back to this. So now let's draw. Let's see how we can draw this. Now, first, what I will do, I will get my ruler. Place it here. My ruler, place it here. Then I will draw. Please use a sharp pencil. For me, I'm using chalk. There's no way I can regulate that. But you can use a sharp pencil. Sorry. You can use a sharp pencil. And as well, the ruler may tend to disturb me, but for you, you have to be a bit neat. Oh, sorry. Okay. Shall take it as that. Now, here, you must know that whenever you draw a compass like this, then you must put there north. Always on any diagram you draw a compass like this. Is the compass. This is the very compass you're using. But what you put is just north only. The other directions are not all that important. So we have here, this one is our north. This is our north. Now, they say, now this is the true bearing. Where do you see that any angle has been given to you? Then we call it a true bearing. Then what do? We want to measure this, but we said you measure it clockwise when facing north, meaning that we must measure from north coming this side. So in simple terms, for the true bearing, it's meant to be measured like this. I'll write it for you here. It's meant to be measured like this. Please take note. meant to be measured from here, from the north, going in that direction. That's what I mean by from the north clockwise. Right, good. So if it's from the north clockwise, which angle do I want to measure? It is 060. So if it is 060, then you bring your protractor. Now remember, the north, rather from 060 degrees, you have to measure 60 degrees, but from the north. You measure 60 degrees from the north, meaning that if 60 degrees from the north, where shall we go? Clockwise. You see that it comes in this order. It must come in this order here like this. So that means that the angle I want to measure is also this side. So therefore I will say, bring this, your protractor, place it there correctly in a straight line. Okay. Having done that, now we want to measure off the 60. We want to measure off the 60. This is 0. Now, I can't use this one 8, and no, I'll use the one of 0 because I'm coming from this side. You see the arrow? It's meant to come like this. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm seeing a 60 over there. 60 over there. Then I put a marking like that. After putting a marking, I now get my ruler and join from this point up to where that marking is. From this point up to where that marking is. So I will draw like that. Now having done that, then show. We measured from where? I measured from the north, going in that order. How many degrees? Now, when you're writing here, you just put now, just direct as 60, because the other 0 stuff has been catered for from the north, and that's how we measure the true bearing. True bearing, they're given you as an amount of an angle. You just see the 60 direct. Then just notice a true bearing. So all true bearings or any bearing given to you in this format, must be from the north clockwise. Clockwise, I have explained what it really means there. Okay, let's come to this now. We have now 120 degrees. Still, let me draw my compass. Draw your compass there. Draw your compass. And please, when you're drawing, you want to draw once. Don't over repeat to make the line thick. So now this one will be. All right, good. So don't forget this. Put that at it, north. The arrows are highly called the 4. Now, having done that, we now have to measure the 120. But remember, we are in for true bearing, which is measured when, okay, which is measured when facing, north. So measured when facing north. The north is here. From here, like this. Clockwise, north clockwise, like that. So means that the angle we're going to measure moves in this order, like that. And then what I will do, I'll come and place it. I place my ruler here, my protractor. Place it there, please. They must be in line, like that. Like that. Even this 90 mark must be in line with this other line you have drawn. So make sure you do a straight line and using a ruler. So having done that, you want 120. What is 120? Now, since I'm moving in this order, I'll use the 0 here. 0. Where is 120? 120 is this side. 120 is there. I'll put a marking. After putting a marking, now we get a ruler and join this point to that. Then that will be our right. Right, so we shall now get our ruler. Place it there. Place it there. And right, will this come out? Extend a little bit. All right, so we have drawn, but where did we come from? We came from this side, like this, in that order. So you say this has been 120 degrees. So you just use a pound factor to have that measured, as simple as that. They are measured from north clockwise, north clockwise, north clockwise. Okay, now in the other lessons we shall be seeing, what if it is something like 240 degrees? How do you go about it? So long as you have learned how we go about this, the other will just be a walk over. Okay. Part B, a compass bearing. We said there are two types, true bearing and compass bearing. So compass bearing, a bearing given by measuring the angle east or west from north or south. This is a bearing given measuring from the east or west, from north or south. Shall get to know how that is done. So these are the cardinal points you had from right away your primary theory or even your geography. So we have here, this is the north, south, east, west. Now the secondary. Now what you must know about this cardinal point in bearing means this. Northeast like this, northeast like this, from here to here, we have there 90 degrees. By the way, you have to know that from here to, we have there 90 degrees. That's what you must know. Same way here 90, same way here 90, even there 90. All right. How about now here? Now since we have divided here into two, realize that this one is divided into two. It means that from here up to here, it is 45. Even from here up to here, it is also 45. Now, what does it mean? It means that whenever we say northeast, northeast, this northeast is the same as writing north 45 degrees east. You didn't know that. That's the meaning of the word northeast. Because it means that northeast means north 45 degrees east. That's the simplest way we can understand that. So, same way. Northwest, north 45 degrees west. Southeast, south 45 degrees west. Southwest, rather east. Okay, southwest is south 45 degrees west. That's what it means. Same way here, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45. Why 45? We have split or divided the 90 into two equal parts. So, you want to see the compass bearings, they're written in this format. North 45 degrees east. This is what we meant by a bearing is given by measuring the angle east or west from the north. So from the north, 45 degrees east, this one we call it a compass bearing. Why compass? Because we're using the compass directions. Okay. Different from the true bearing. True bearing, they will just give you a value amount of an angle. Compass bearing, you must always see a compass direction there. All right, good. So like north 45 degrees east. That is a compass bearing. Okay, let's see, proceed, and we see in the next examples what are we going to have. What are we going to have in the compass bearing? All right, good. So let's proceed and have the examples of the compass bearing. Okay, now we are in for an example. We are finished to see what the compass bearings are. So the examples of the compass bearings are north 50 degrees east. Why compass bearing? Because they bear the compass directions in them. So north 50 degrees east, you'll see this language in the questions. South 40 degrees west, then south 60 degrees. Okay. Oh, I would have made this one to be east. Better. All right, so let's see how we go about them. Now, unlike the true bearings, whereby we begin from the north, with the compass bearings, you begin from the given value. Like here, you shall begin from north going to the east. Here, you shall begin from the south going to the east. You shall begin from the south going to the west. And please, this is very wrong. Don't write this. East, 30 degrees, south. No, it is either north to begin or south to begin. This is what you mean by from north or south. Nothing like east, 45 degrees west doesn't exist. You must either begin with the north or south. Only that. Okay. Now let's see how we can draw some of those right angles. Good. A rub off there. Let's get our compass here. Compass. You begin with your compass. Without fear, begin with your compass. Begin with your compass. Please, I said for me, I may not be accurate, but since for you have the rulers and so on, you can try to at least approximate that. But still, as well, you put there what? North. Now, when you put there north, let's go on about measuring that. We see what you shall get. So, north, 50 degrees east. Now, where is the north? North is here. Where is the east? You can put there your silent east. No problem. So that you're measuring from north coming to the east. Measuring from the north coming to the east. The angle you want to measure is this side. So it means that even your protractor must face this side. Yeah, that is a good summary. Even your protractor must face this side. But this marking, which protrudes to the 90, must be in the same line with this line, which is horizontal like this. Okay, having put there, then what are we going to measure? It is north 50 degrees east. So what you should know, and now what you have come to know is that north 50 degrees east means that we are moving from north to east. So you come and put your protractor very well. Then from there, you measure the 50. Sorry. From there, you come and measure off the 50 degrees. 50 degrees, where are you? Here, somewhere there. Please don't always guess. 50 degrees is there. Just allow me use this to connect this very fast. But you're meant to use a long ruler. Okay. So you get this. All right. Get this connected to that. As simple as that. Then you come and say, I've measured from the north coming to the east. Which degree? 50 degrees. That's the meaning of that. Okay. Next, let's come to this. Just allow me to use this in simple terms to get this done very fast. So, but I meant to use a ruler, not a protractor. So, now make sure your pencil is sharp. Make sure your pencil is sharp when doing this. I told you with this chalk, I have no of making it more sharp. And this is just a learning platform to help you know the way to go. Now we have south, 40 degrees west. Now, where is the south? The south is here. You can put it there silently, no problem. For your own understanding, south is there. Now, where is the west? West is here. So it means that you're moving from southwest, from south to west. So the angle I want to measure is this side. So my protractor will be there in this format, like this. My protractor will also be in this order, like that. But you're coming from south towards the west. So we are moving from here up to here. From here up to here. And which angle should we measure? We are measuring 40 degrees. So we put here like this. Put it in line very well. Then measure the 40. Where is the 40? 40 is here. Put the marking. Then you come and draw a line to join them. Right, good. Then you also draw the arrow in that order, south. Okay. Then you put there 40 degrees. You don't need to write there that now again south 40 degrees west. No. This language means that. So that's what you're having. Now we have also south 60 degrees east. I think let me sort out this one here very fast. So I'll draw my compass. My compass there. So we have our compass there. This is north. Now we're moving from southeast. Now this is my south. Silently using a pencil, but after you may rub it off, no problem. Then my east is here. So that I'm measuring from south to east, southeast, southeast. But my angle is here. So even my protractor will face in that direction. So my protractor will face in that order, like this. Please be careful. This marking here, which goes up to 90, must be in line with this horizontal line. All right. So now I want to measure, all right, 60. But from where? I want to measure it from here. From south coming like this. South like this. Means that come out for 0, 0. Okay. 0. Where is the 60? The 60 is here. You can put the marking right away there inside. That's why I have our 60. From there, get your ruler and draw a line passing through these two. Please, I told you here I can use a wrong ruler. Personally, I'll use this to save time. Right. Okay, having done that, come and show the magic that it came from there, going in that direction, and how many degrees? These were 60 degrees. There's no need of putting in the east and so on, putting all the directions like we have them here. No. So long as the north is there, then there is no problem. Let's now move on to something else.